Hello, this throwback Thursday, December 22nd, 2022. Steve Sipress here, and as usual, the iPhone is refusing to capture the beauty of the sunset going on behind me. I gotta keep angling the camera, the phone. There it is, a little purple, orange, blue. Another gorgeous sunset. Hopefully, it's fantastic where you are. So, found a stack of these. I was attending a networking event a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago or so, and somebody came up to me and I mentioned that I was about to host my All-Star Entrepreneur Mastermind that's coming up in about a little less than a month for the first time in over 3 years since all the shutdowns started. And and he painstakingly described to me, he was all excited about describing to me, I got a great exercise you can do to help people connect and and uh, really do it right and all that kind of stuff. And he went through and explained the whole thing, and I was like, I mean, he didn't get anywhere near all the way through, and I was like, you mean he called it by some name I don't remember? And I was like, he was like, yeah, people introduce and this, and then they hand him a card so that they can get in touch with him later. And I'm like, I think you're pretty much describing exactly what CEO Space does. The organization CEO Space, they've been around, I don't know, 20, 30 years. They call them the See Me cards. And I am a member, I guess, like because it's a lifetime membership of CEO Space. I got to get rid of this notification before it messes up the audio on the video. I've learned that lesson before. Anyway, it was founded by Berny Dohrman, who passed away a few years ago. And his wife, September, has taken it over. And I think they're going through some kind of a change and all. But they had brought me on a few years ago to help blow up their local, I want to say chapters, groups. What did they call them? I don't remember. But they had local, groups of CEO Space members and non-members meeting all over the country. But nobody showing up and only having a few people and not doing great. And so they brought me in to blow the whole thing up. And as usual, I don't start by getting up in some ivory tower and telling everybody what to do. I start in the trenches from scratch. So I started my own chapter, called it CEO Scottsdale Club. That's what they were called. Started my own CEO Space Club. I called it CEO Scottsdale, and I hosted it right here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I ran it for about 6 months, and we were doing great. I was experimenting with a whole bunch of things, getting the systems down, building the whole thing up. We were ready to really rock the thing, and then suddenly I got an email or something from a couple of the CEO Space people. They changed their mind, blah, blah, blah. So I stopped running it. But since it's Throwback Thursday, I figured I'd go find them, and I did. I found a whole stack of these See Me cards. So there they are, the See Me cards. Now, these are the ones I pre-printed with my name, and you see the arrow. It says, look on the back, and on the back is a whole thing about me and who I am and why you should connect. And then there's all the information how you should connect. And that's a few of them. And then I've got, I don't know, about 100 of pre-printed blank ones. So these I printed up blank so that I could hand these out, which I did. I handed these out at my CEO Scottsdale event, and people would write their name and number and contact information. And there's the important part in the gray box. My contact, my lead, my resource for you. So this would be the exercise this person described. That's what CEO Space, that's how they orchestrate their networking. Somebody says, this is what I'm looking for. And anyone that has a contact or a resource that can help that person out says, I got something, writes a little note in here and then says, see me, hands on the card. And then after the event ends or later that night or the next day or whatever, they can have these stacks of cards and say, oh yeah, remember you told me to see you about Joe Smith. Can you connect me to him? Or about this resource, can you tell me about it? Or get that to me or whatever it is. So anyway, the old See Me cards, because there is a big difference. I won't go into it here in detail, but there's a big difference between networking and connecting. Networking can be very, if you don't do it right, can be very surface oriented. Connecting really takes building relationships and really caring about the other person, how you can help them out. And when you get a group of people together with that attitude of, man, I'm going to share my contacts, my resources, my knowledge, my experience, and everyone in the room is that way, that is one heck of a room to be in. Speaking of which, of course, that will be my All-Star Entrepreneur Mastermind event. If you're interested in joining us, let me know. Go to stevesipress.com/all-star, ALL-STAR, and you can check out what's going to be going on at the event, and you can apply to attend. Obviously, it's by invitation only. It's going to be here at my beautiful home, right here by the pool. In fact, the entire place will be filled with dozens of really sharp entrepreneurs sharing all their knowledge, resources, experience, wisdom, connections. Big deals are always made at these events. Lifelong relationships are formed and enriched through the years, and all kinds of impact and income is made at these events. So if you want to check it out and possibly join us, go to stevesipress.com/all-star. And otherwise, continue to have a fantastic day. Yesterday being the shortest day of the year, so now each day for the next little less than 6 months will be getting a little bit longer every day. And as I like to record these usually around sunset, I'll be recording them slightly a little bit later each day, so I can give you something in the background to look at so you don't have to just stare at this mug for the entire video. Speaking of which, that'll do it for this entire video. That's it in its entirety. Thanks for being here today or watching on the replay, and I will catch you back here again tomorrow on Foundation Friday. Over and out. Bye-bye.